Brooklyn gang rape turns out to be a fake. In January 2016, there was an alleged gang rape in the Brownsville neighborhood of Brooklyn, New York. An 18-year-old teenage girl and her father claimed that a group of young men or teenagers had taken the girl from her father at gunpoint and gang raped her on a playground. Now, this story was very unusual because gang rapes are very uncommon in Western countries. Despite what you may hear from certain people who have agendas, Western culture is very anti-rape. And that includes the Western ghetto criminal subculture that you may find in some inner city or low-income urban communities. You may see groups of young men in low-income communities robbing people, killing people, shooting people, selling drugs, or pimping young women. But you almost never see them gang raping random women on the street. And that is because the rape is seen as socially unacceptable in that group of people, whereas certain other crimes like shooting people and selling drugs and that type of stuff, that's seen as more acceptable. Now, I'm not saying that's a good thing, but that's just the way it is. So when you hear of gang rapes in Western countries that are not committed by, say, foreigners who come from cultures where rape is kind of more acceptable, then often that's fake, right? So what I'm saying is gang rapes of groups of young men randomly sexually assaulting young women in Western countries is pretty uncommon. And I've personally heard these kind of fake gang rape stories before. In many cases, when you hear, I guess this doesn't just apply to sexual assault cases, but just in general, when you hear people tell stories and the story just kind of doesn't sound right or doesn't seem to make sense, in many cases it is fake. So when I heard this story of this supposed gang rape in Brownsville and Brooklyn, I was very suspicious because it was very strange to me, because it would be unusual for a group of young men from an inner city community to go around engaging in random gang rapes at gunpoint. That just doesn't sound right. So it turns out now, in I guess a month or more than a month later, after the initial allegations, they arrested I think 4 or 5 people, suspects were arrested back in January, and now the district attorney of New York is dropping the charges against these 4 underage teenage suspects, or teenage boys that were arrested. They're dropping the charges now. And the reason they're dropping the charges is that it turned out that now they're saying the story was fake. The alleged allegations of the gang rape were fake. And they're saying that the stories that the teen girl and her father were telling were inconsistent. Their stories kept changing, and then it turned out, now they're saying that the teenage girl and her father were having sex with each other on the playground. And so that's right, it was incest. And I'm not sure why they fabricated this gang rape story, but it is possible that they were caught, someone saw them having sex or something. They were somehow trying to cover up what they were doing by fabricating a fake gang rape scenario. So the whole story is apparently, the whole allegation of the whole alleged gang rape was a fake, which is not that surprising, considering how unusual it would be for a group of young men to, gang rape a stranger at gunpoint.